Hello, Angel here with Mastiff Home Buyers, live streaming Wednesday, our weekly live stream. And I'm not sure what we're going to call it, but today we're going to talk about Kansas City property owners and specifically those who own rental properties. So, what I've found is everywhere I go, I hear about uh, landlords receiving all of this mail, all of these calls, all of these text messages from home buyers like me. People are out randomly texting people, randomly calling people saying, "Hey, let me buy your house." So, who are all these people that are trying to buy houses? I want to talk about that for just a minute. I think there needs to be some education about where all of this is coming from and also kind of level set who we are and what we do. So, yes, there are a ton of people out there who are calling themselves investors and they are hiring others to make cold calls and call lists of people and ask you to buy your house. So the hope is that you may say yes, obviously, and that they will get a lead by doing all of that work. Where are these people coming from? Well, there are enormous um, companies out there who are selling education. They're calling it education and educating people around to how to be a real estate investor. So, when I was young and I needed to figure out how to do something, I went to a college or a university or a trade school. I didn't go to some 3-day seminar that is going to teach me how to do something and how to run a business. That just isn't the way things work. But today, we have people out there, gurus telling individuals, go out, do all of this stuff, and you're going to get rich. There's a lot of money in real estate. You need to be doing this, and it's so simple. Here's all you have to do because all of these people need you to call them, and they're going to need you to buy their house. So, what the gurus are telling people really isn't true. Yes, there are people out in the market, out in Kansas City, where I am, who are in distress situations. And those are the individuals who we are looking to help because the Mastiff Homebuyers business model really starts with helping people. So, how do we help people who are in a sticky situation, usually driven by a life circumstance of some sort? And we've all been there. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Usually, life happens, and we know that sometimes it doesn't always go our way, and sometimes we get in sticky situations. And we need help getting out of them. So that's what we're here for, is to help you with those sticky situations. So some of those scenarios could be that you are going through a divorce and maybe you are in the same house together still, and say you don't have any kids and you just want out of the house. And so the way out and the way away from the person that you really can't stand anymore is to sell the house and get out and go your own separate ways. So, how do you do that quickly? Uh, you can sell to a professional home buyer. That is one way. Of course, you can list it on the market, and that is going to take some time. You have to agree with the real estate agent and do all that stuff. Um, You do have to agree with us too. You both have to sign on the contract, but we can usually make that happen pretty quickly and help you move on to where it is that you want to go. Because if you no longer want to be in that house, our job is to help you solve your problems so you can move from point A to point B. Another situation may be job loss. Maybe you bought your house and everything was great, and then all of a sudden, recession happens, your company downsizes. My company just recently went through a reorganization, not Mastiff Home Buyers, but the company that I was employed by. They went through a another one of many restructuring, reorganization, and they reorganized me right out of the company. So that happens to people all the time, every day. Companies go through reorganization. They move people out who had a steady job before. And so, what happens when you no longer have a steady job? Well, you can't pay your mortgage, and you get into some trouble. Maybe you don't have any savings because you've been living paycheck to paycheck, and you are now in distress because you don't have enough money to pay your mortgage. And so you get behind. And then you get another month behind. And then you start to get those letters that say, we're going to foreclose on you. So that is one place where we can come in and help you assess your situation, figure out what's going on, and help you determine what the best path forward is. Now, sometimes that is that you just want to be done with it. You want to move on. You want to move out of the house. You want to go rent. You want to go move with your family, whatever it is. You want out of the house. You want out of the stress because you don't think that you're going to be able to come back from um, the deficit that has become with your mortgage, and you don't want a foreclosure on your record. So you agree that the best thing for you is to get out of the house. And so then the next decision is, well, what's the best way to go there? Is it better to list it with a real estate agent, which that may be the case, or is it best to sell to a direct home buyer, like us, like Mastiff Home Buyers? And we'll help you walk through what the differences are and what some of those scenarios are, and so you can make an informed decision about what is best for you. We do not sell you on trying to sell your house to us. That is not what we do. We're not hardcore salespeople. Of course, that is how we make money. However, we are not going to try to sell you on selling us your house. We're in this to solve problems, and if you find a better option for you, we believe that's great and we truly support you. And maybe, just maybe, you'll at least give us a good review and say that we are honest people and we do the right thing. That is more than we can ask for in those situations. So, other situations that may happen, maybe you want to move, but you find that you have this big lien on your property. Uh, and maybe it's not even yours. Maybe somehow you bought the house and title work wasn't done on the house when you bought it. And you have a mechanic's lien or a lien from a previous owner that somebody had put on that previous owner, and it's not even your lien. And you can't pay it. You don't know how to pay it. So, those are situations that we can also help with. Come in and look at the full situation, analyze what's going on, and provide some options for you to make decisions around, how best to move forward. And so often, we can pay off those liens for you if we do purchase the house. So that's one of the case scenarios that we'll go through with you, what that would look like. But those are difficult circumstances that you want to sell your house and you have this lien against it, and know that in selling it, you're going to have to take care of that lien. And sometimes you don't have enough cash or equity in your house to be able to do that, and to pay a real estate agent to market the house for sale. So, we might be an option for you to help you get out of that situation. So other um, scenarios are, illness and somebody who passes away. Often, our older parents, live in a house that maybe we grew up in it. Maybe it's, not the house we grew up in, but they still live in their own home and they pass away, and we're busy, we're at work. We have a lot of other things to deal with. We just lost our parent. We're grieving. We don't want to have to deal with this house, and so we can help you through that situation and help make it as easy as possible, because that's really what we want to do. We are about making processes as simple and easy as possible on you, so that your stress can be relieved, and you don't have to worry about the house or what's going on. Um, so I've ran into people who are so stressed about, their mom had a house and she was renting it out, and the tenants tore it up, and they don't have the money to put into it to fix it up, to put it on the market, and that's okay. One of the solutions would be to sell to a cash buyer. We buy those houses as is. We don't ask you to fix anything. We don't even ask you to clean it out. You can take the things that are of value to you and leave everything else. And we do all of the cleaning and we take care of all of that for you. So, again, it's about removing that stress from you in that situation. So, what we uh, typically want to do is kind of understand, what is stressing you, what are the stress points, so we can help you resolve those in the best way. So other scenarios, distressed property, I kind of talked about that in the last example, but sometimes things just get out of our hands, and things just keep going downhill. You intend to fix it. You don't have enough money to have a professional come in and fix things that maybe need to be fixed. So you try to do it yourself, and everybody wants to pretend that they're a handyman, and we're not all handymen. We all cannot fix all the things in our house. And sometimes when we do try to fix it, we make it worse. So I know that feeling. I've lived in houses that people have tried to DIY, and we've found that after we've purchased the house, that the things that they did just really weren't up to par or up to standard. And so, unfortunately for us, then we have to go back and fix it. But in your scenario, while you're living in that house, sometimes, putting a band aid, I'm going to use that just as an analogy, putting a band aid on it to get by is okay. But sometimes small problems become bigger problems really fast if you don't fix them correctly. So when you get in that situation and you have so many things that need to be fixed, when you look around and think, okay, we're getting ready to move. I have a new job and a new place, and we're going to buy a new house. And this house is a mess. It needs new floors because the dog tore it up. It needs a new deck because it's falling apart, and it's on its last leg, and it's kind of dangerous to be out there. and we have windows that are leaking and wood rot all the way around the roof because we really need a new roof and new gutters. All of those things are things that happen to all of us. We all have those issues with our houses, and we all have to fix things as we go along. But if things have been let go and they just stack on top of each other, and you don't just have one problem, but you end up with many, it becomes maybe pretty costly to fix all of those things. And let me tell you, today, construction work and handyman and anything that has to do with a trade, a true trade is not cheap. And if it is cheap, don't hire those people because they're probably not going to do a good job and they don't know what they're doing. So you really do get what you pay for when you go out there on Angie's List or whatever it is and look for somebody to come in and fix things. You do get what you pay for. So, if you don't have the money to pay for someone to do it right, and you let it go, you get in a distress situation, and maybe you have too many things, and it's better for you just to sell to a cash buyer and walk away. Excuse me. So, those are the scenarios that we will help with, and we are here to help you find what the best solution is. Regardless of what the situation is, we're here to help. So I hope that, excuse me again, um, I hope that you will try to reach out to us if you ever have a situation that you may need some assistance with. Um, and we're here. If you just want to talk, you just want to ask questions, I am happy to answer those. So, again, we're here in Kansas City, and we would um, love to help you. And instead of calling back all of these people that are blowing up your phone, if you truly do have a problem, reach out and we will surely help you. I'm going to call it quits before I start coughing again. And I thank you for tuning in today. And hopefully, you learned something, and hopefully, we can be of